I was also thinking about spirits and ghosts as well, and about why certain buildings and certain places seem to have a presence of spirit and ghosts. Is that because part of that spirit, having passed away, has left some residue of itself behind? You know, when we hear the stories about haunted houses and places where there's a presence, is it because part of that grid has been damaged, or is it because part of the soul that transitioned over back into the um, grid, so to speak, is it because part of that information was discarded, such as lower frequency vibration energy that the soul no longer required? Did it just simply leave that memory behind that it didn't want? I'm sorry, I don't want to complicate it too much, but you get what I mean.
I'll try to explain it from my point of view, and of course people can either accept or reject that, and that's fine. Quite often when people talk about ghosts, ghosts are an energetic storage process. So we're not talking about spirit here, we're talking about something that's taken place. If a person has been murdered, and the energy released from that process has then caused that energy to sit in that physical area within that building. Somebody comes along, sees that process playing over and over and over again, or other people come through and see exactly the same thing. It's like it's a replay of the physical actions that took place. So that's like some sort of energy release process. The second part of the question is in regards to beings that prefer to be close to their own physical vibrational state. So some people, when they pass over, prefer to stay in their own earthen realm, or near their own physical state, or their loved ones. Does that mean that they're trapped on an energetic level? No, not at all. It just means that some people choose. I mean, as in all things, everybody has the capacity for creation, and the capacity to also allow themselves to move on or stay where they are. The extraterrestrials actually move in and out of the spiritual realms quite easily, much more easily than we do, and have spoken to us about what we perceive to be different types of beings, whether they be angels, fairies, orbs, or manifestations of physical energies in the realms. Their answer to all these different types of energies is that it is source energy manifested as the person who is receiving the information is allowing. And what they're doing there is making an important point, that as humans we filter everything that we see. I may see a extraterrestrial being, another person may see a Indian guide. What we're doing is remember, some of these beings hold no physical form. Some of these beings are energetic. They're manifesting a physical format or shape for you as a physical being, to give you an understanding at the level that you're allowing yourself to see something at. So as humans we will filter. That is part of our processes that take place. When we interact with different energies, we will only interact with those energies at the level that we allow them to interact with us. A lot of different beings use what's called a vortices process, a vortex, and especially if a being is living in our physical reality and is up in one of the other star systems and wants to move to this physical location, they may simply just create a vortex process and manipulating and folding of space-time energy and move through into this physical location. An interdimensional energy may just create the vortex, which then creates a shift, and that shift then allows communication between this physical dimension and that etheric realm. So, the point is that although there are perceivably ghosts and perceivably earthbound spirits and all of these others, we as humans love to categorize everything, but depending on where you're from, depends on the filter that you have, depends on how the truth is then presented to you.
Oh, that's amazing, Paul. I mean, you're answering such a lot of questions for me. It's just amazing, some of the information you're coming through with, and it feels so right to me. Well, you've been talking for quite a while now. Do you want to break at all? Do you want to go and get yourself a cuppa or something?
I'm drinking water as we're talking. We can talk for another half an hour and then stop there if you wish.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you got some water. Well, that is really interesting. I'm just trying to think of the next question, actually. I'm sure Spirit will give it to me. I am aware, actually, that you've got a lot of ETs around you at the moment, and that's what I'm feeling at the moment. The thing that I was wondering about earlier was about when we were talking about the crystal structures, because you told me about how they can create the crystal structures in etheric form, and there's not just, and it's only our physicality here on the 3D Earth where we tend to regard crystals as ultimately all powerful, whereas actually crystals can come in any form, because it's simply energy, and energy can manifest in any kind of physicality, whether it be this 3D physicality, 4D physicality, 5D physicality, whatever. So that is my understanding. And I was doing a meditation the other day with Ostara, and we were going up this slope. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I'll just mention it briefly. And as we were going up these spirals, like a spiral staircase, but it was a slope, and we were going up to the top, we were seeing all these treasures as we were going up, but they weren't really treasures as in valuable in that sense. They were mainly objects which contained energy. And when we got to the top of this, there was this chest full of different crystals, and the impression I was getting was that these were all contained information and knowledge, and we even got to see what we now believe was Jesus. But now, when we talk about angelic beings and Jesus or whatever, are these beings actually are they really angelic, or are they simply we interpret them as being angelic? Would you say that they're actually just a higher, they're simply at the top of the ladder, so to speak, if you know what I mean, and that everything else is kind of below that level?